Hey there and happy Wednesday. So yesterday I had a great class. 28 people signed up, and you know what the best part about it was? 28 people came. So that was great to have that many people, just to have the chatter. I love Stamp Camp. It just keeps my energy high, and it was great. And today I thought I would need a breather and to regroup, because tomorrow I have Stamp Camp in Worthington too. It's a smaller class, but still numbers are good, and I think yesterday's energy is still going, so I hope I don't flop tomorrow when I need to be on my game again. But I thought, I'm having so much fun planning all the projects for the classes and such, and I got my hair done. Who doesn't like getting new color? I got some layers put in, and so I think that has kind of boosted my morale for the day too. That always helps, doesn't it? And so what I have been having fun with, and I wanted to show you these before they sell out, are the Suitcase treat boxes. The Suitcase treat boxes, try and say that like over and over really fast, doesn't work, at least for me. They are on the last chance list, and so I want to show you this before they would happen to sell out. And so that's kind of sometimes how it goes too. I might have these ideas lined up for you guys, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone. So when it comes to last chance, I always try to bump those up on my list to show you here on my live videos, besides in classes also. So I'm going to show you a couple different boxes, so hopefully my video doesn't get too long. Hello there, Margaret. We're doing 2 different projects, but it should go fast. I helped people assemble their boxes at classes, and I kind of made the joke that I could do them in my sleep now because of that. So here are the boxes that I want to make for you today. 2 totally different looking, like this is your cutesy little reindeer one, and in the back, I'll tell you more about this as we go. And then this one here is still kind of cutesy, but totally different looking. Like even the sizes of the box, I feel like look a little different depending on how you decorate them, but they are a nice size as far as you could put gifts in here for Christmas, treats for office coworkers or neighbors or something. You could even decorate them for fall leaves, and I'll talk about that more, because this one comes from the More Than Autumn bundles and bundle. And how fun would it be to like cut and color out some cute pumpkin pie images, put them with some fall colors, and have them as Thanksgiving table favors. I just think like the sky's the limit, and I have always loved the More Than Autumn bundle. There's tons of sayings in here, or words and images that can all mix and match together. And then the dies, there's a ton of dies too. These are now on last chance as well, and I think if you're interested in buying it, you might want to look, because I think the pricing of buying the stamp set and the dies is less than the bundle pricing. So yeah, you can see we've got a lot of words and images in there too. I won't go through all of that, but you can see that too. Nothing's better than, and then yeah, you can see. So yeah, nothing's better than, you can put donuts, pumpkin pie, and stuff like that. So anyway, it's a fun bundle. Love it, love it, love it. So that is what I'm going to be using for one of my projects. And then this one is just kind of dies and such too. I think I'm going to do this one first. I kind of have set it up so that that's kind of front and center here. So like I said, Suitcase treat boxes. Online store, last chance. There's one that's shiny and one that's matte. So the shiny is the food safe side. So I like to let people know that they are food safe if you want to put your own individual treats inside of there and such. And I like to let people know that, because there are a lot of people that love to bake. And especially like if you were giving like one big, like say mock crumble cookie or something, or even the real thing. I know a lot of my people like to bake and like to do copycat things, so it'd be fun to just put one of something in there, or homemade caramels. I know those are always popular too around this time of year. So yesterday, like I said, I helped people assemble their box, and I said, hey, if you do all the scoring, just just crease all the score lines, I will help fold. So the biggest thing, I was thinking, well, yeah, you want to put this in, but actually you want to put both of these sets of tabs. So all 4 tabs go in. So I like push in those 2 along the side, and then just press that in, and then these 2 go together. Press that in like that, And then this I always fold the wrong way, so I even creased it the wrong way this time. It goes the opposite way of what I think it should, and there's a kind of a quick turnaround crease on that. So then once you kind of push this suitcase handle through there, these sides can also go in. One of the main reasons why I wanted to invest in these suitcase treat boxes is once it's folded, you can reopen it as many times as you want. Sometimes some of our packaging has those little tearaway like tear and tape, and then they're very, very sticky and secure. So once they are together, they're together, and the person that opens it, it's a one-time deal. That's what I like about these. You can do it over and over. So what I did for decorating this one is I took some pieces of cherry cobbler, 3.5 this way by 2.75 this way, and I just had people put adhesive on here. And the other thing is they're very sturdy, so people asked if they had to decorate their box first, like if they're going to press down this, is it going to be like, oh, I'm going to press and squash? No. So that's always a good thing. And actually I'm going to do a little stamping on here. I just thought about that. I thought it was cute maybe to add just a little heart from the More Than Autumn stamp set, and just put that on the back like so. And I always find that it's easier to do that type of stamping and such before it gets put on the box, because that, just like setting it on with adhesive versus just doing this, there's a little bit of difference. Like I want everybody to get a good image. So I kind of tried to tell them about that as we went along. And then from that timeless plaid, we have all those plaid designs. So this is just the tiniest piece. This is 3.5, same measurement as a cross by 1 inch. And so I was like, oh, I hope I have enough. Boy, it doesn't take a lot to do 3.5 by 1 inch. And I put it kind of on the bottom third of my box across there, like so. Just really fun. So even this, if you're thinking ahead, like if you think, oh, I don't have time for something like this for Christmas, but maybe for Valentine's or something, you could do kind of the same layout, especially just kind of change out my embellishments and the sentiment there, and that would look fun for Valentine's as I think about it, because it seems like once you get done with one, it's like turn around, right around the corner is the next one. And I feel like people probably give more treats for Valentine's, but like I said, gift cards, think gift cards and such like that with this. So next I'm going to do the whipped cream and the little hot coffee or cider or latte or whatever you like to drink. I'm not a big warm drink girl. I love my pop. I probably love my pop too much. So just this gets stamped out like so. You can see that. Hi there, Joyce. And with that, let me grab the dies. So here are the 2 dies. Ignore the others because that's for the next project I'm going to whip together fast. And let me bring over this here, and we're just going to quick die cut this like so. Yeah, and this could be something fun like assembly line if you did have a bunch to do for people. You could do it in a friend group because it's kind of mindless to sometimes do mass production of things and such too, or even if it was just you, put on, oops, my handle just cranked and kind of moved my die there. Yeah, you could put on some Christmas music and craft away. So there we go. All right, got that. Handle kind of close to my camera. I didn't want that to bump that. All right, so we've got this like so and this like so, and even the coloring on this, you guys, comes together really fast. So I'm just going to take my light cherry cobbler and go on the inside here where the heart is. I felt like the heart's pretty small, where I didn't need to do, I could have done light and dark for the blends and such. And then with the cup, I'm just going to take my dark smoky slate and go around the top layer there, bring it down the side, and then just go kind of across the bottom there. Same here, just kind of fill that in like so. And I always tell people at my classes, like the blends, especially when I have a big group like I did yesterday, sometimes they start to dry out. And I feel like blends just go from all to nothing pretty fast. And so if that ever happens and you're out of class, let me know. I had to tell people last night that I always travel with like a spare set. So that always helps too. I have I call it my peace of mind tote with all the extras so that we can have fun and I don't have to worry about it. Yes, Becky, that's tomorrow. See you on Thursday. I'm like, that's tomorrow. So I know we just did treat boxes there for Halloween. That turned out super cute. But I'm thinking of doing these for tomorrow for you guys. So you'll have to let me know if you say, no, let's do a card instead of that, or if you want treat boxes. So this is what we would do if I were to do these. I haven't obviously cut for tomorrow yet, and I've got hours to do that. All right, so you can see the light and the dark on there. And then for my whipped cream, I just kind of wanted to kind of follow through with kind of the gray look, and I just scribble. Like that is all I do, is just scribble across. You could do that with like a light crumb cake or pecan pie to make it look maybe caramely. But like I said, I liked the two-tone of the red and the gray together. So let me just pop that over. Oh, I didn't even realize I had stamped on somebody else's mistake maybe from yesterday. I see a different cup on the back side. Didn't even notice that. I kind of pulled out my supplies from yesterday's stamp camp here and just thought, well, this will be good. I can do that. So this I'm going to put at an angle and then just put the whipped cream so it just kind of goes right over the top of the cup there, like so. There, just like that. Oh, Becky says cards. Okay, well, that's good to know. I like hearing that. I also love for your group sometimes bringing things that I've done ahead of time at other events and just put those out for people to see, because it's always fun to get ideas with that too. All right, so this Merry Christmas here, that comes from the Jolly Holly. So that's a Christmas one that is online. And I'm doing a lot with the stamps from the Jolly Holly Christmas. Okay, so that doesn't line up. I don't know if yesterday got moved. I thought I kind of noticed that halfway through the class. And here's my scissors. I think I packed that. Hold on one second. I think I packed it in my extra bag of tricks because here it is. I was afraid with a lot of newer people that they might forget, and I wanted to have them have a good experience. So I packed my scissors just in case. Everybody came prepared. It was lovely. All right, so we've got this Merry Christmas here. And then, of course, you guys almost know what to expect from me. I want to take this little edge here, kind of measure, and just take that edge piece here. I save these. I kind of covet the edge pieces for tiny little strips like this. So that fits back there. Perfect. And same with the Mary here. Like so. Oops, I got off on the edge. Let me see if I can kind of scoop that a little bit. You know how you don't think like you cut that big of a piece, and then you go, wow, that's a tiny piece though. Okay, so I've got that, and we're almost done, guys. So let me do the Mary and the Christmas at the same angle. Hopefully it'll fit there. I might just put that whipped cream over top. So we've got the Mary and the Christmas. And then for the decorations, I have found these are still available. I don't know if you remember the real red and white adhesive back peppermints from last year. These things were so popular. Every time they come in, they'd sell out. So when they came in last year, I just bought up a whole bunch because I thought I don't want to worry about planning projects for this year in case they're just as popular. And also we have that cute gingerbread bundle. These would just coordinate so cute and so well together with the gingerbread. So I thought, well, I'm just going to get a lot of these and stock up on them. And I'm not disappointed in myself. So there's 3 different sizes. They lay very nice and flat, so that helps. I'm just going to do large, medium, and then one little small one, oops, on the top here. So now this box is done. So we've got Merry Christmas, like I said, big enough to put a gift card in there and such, so that works. And then, like I said, on the back, as we were assembling, I just put that same little heart from here on the back to just kind of coordinate. I thought it added a little special touch, not necessary, but just kind of fun. All right, so because I have another project with the boxes, I think I'll just switch right to that one here. So you can see here we've got the cute little reindeer. I just thought this guy turned out so cute. I saw it online, so I'm not going to take credit for myself. But like anything, don't we always have to jump in with our own creativity, because the dies or the punches, I think it was the dies, online exclusive. It's kind of that oval gratitude or something. I'm not sure of the bundle they use. So they got their little antlers from there. But I got my antlers from the Autumn Twa suite. So the autumn tree and the amber autumn dies have these images on there. So let me close up my ink pad here so I don't accidentally get something going on where it shouldn't. Okay, let me I probably should have pre-folded, but yeah, these are super easy to put together. Just score and crease and all that kind of stuff. Well, the scoring is done. Just crease, 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 crease. And yeah, this will just take a second and we'll get this one put together. And actually this box itself comes together really, really fast too. So that'll help. Hopefully, I always like score this, and then when it's time to actually put it together, that's when I realize I've put it together like opposite every single time and have to rescore. Okay, so I'm just going to fold those two flaps in. Going to do that little protective fold over, and I love that just kind of fits right in that groove, so that stays like so. This goes in here. It's gonna pop. Oh, I folded it the right way. Okay, yay. 1 out of 99 is not bad. Okay, so we've got that like so. All right, thank you, Becky. So yeah, we did these at my stamp camp at my home. And then this was Fairmont yesterday. So that's why it's like I wanted to kind of change up some of the ideas and that too. All right, so for this one, same measurements, the 3.5 by 2.75, this time pecan pie. So I'm just going to get some adhesive on here and both of these. And just put that right on top. Very easy to just put that on ahead or after the fact, after your box is assembled, like so. All right. And then this is retired, but I don't worry so much about supplies like this because so many people have options of circles either in their die sets, circle sets. Maybe you already have circle punches. So this is 1 1/4 inch circle punch. Yes, retired, but like I said, thought it was kind of fun. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals here. And I start with the nose because you don't want to get other things going and then realize that you ran out of room for your nose, especially if you're going to have it sitting up like that. You don't want the nose hanging down lower. So this is where my granddaughter, she was like, oh, let me put it all the way up there, thinking it's just like a red button, right? Okay, and then for the black, I laid out all sorts of options for black beady eyes and even some googly eyes that I had from previous Stampin' Up! Products and such. So these are the neutral matte dots, and I kind of like the smaller kind of beady looking eyes here. Grab my take your pick tool. Right, that rolled off my desk there. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the eyes on there like so. Is that centered? Sometimes that's the hardest part of the project, which if that is the problem, that's not the worst thing. So we've got little beady eyes that just kind of sit there. Actually, I want to put them closer together. Let me see if I can pick that up and do that a little bit better. There. Otherwise, it kind of looks like he won't be able to see if there's space so far apart. Oh, he just looks cuter already. There we go. Okay, and so now what we need are some antlers. So like I said, from the Amber Autumn, let me just double check my notes. So from the More Than Autumn dies. That's where this comes from, but I feel like it's also the tree dies. It's both of the sets. Okay, so what I have here, let me bring over my machine, is some crumb cake. So we're going to put this from the Amber Autumn, and I've got some early espresso, and so this is from the autumn trees, and we're going to run that through here. So this is the fun story too, is that I had my friend, and I know I've talked about her coming down and help me die cut. So this is actually what she worked on. We were working on these boxes, and she was cutting the pecan pieces and such. And we're gonna need 2 of these actually before we get too far. And so she's like, Belle, your boxes, they need like the option for a tail. And she doesn't do like the stamping, but she watches my videos. And so she even said, oh, you know, you could take one of those little blending brushes, and you could make a white tail and just blend a little bit of that brown color on the tail to make it look like a deer tail. And I thought, that is really genius. So ahead of time, she cut up a whole bunch of these, and these are from the Jolly Holly dies. So they're from the Jolly Holly dies. It's supposed to be like greenery that it die cuts out. And so I had her, she just like, I'm going to cut these out. So she cut out a bunch, and then people, I told them what they were for, and they would have the option of putting that on the back of the box. But once I've seen it, like I can't not have that on there. Let's just say one of those things. It turned out so super cute. Yes, wouldn't kids love the reindeer? Well, so if you are friends with me on Facebook, not just my business account, but in real life, I always like to say that in real life, I did these with my grandkids. They got an early out on a Halloween, and they saw that I had stamp camp here, and they saw all the stuff, and they're like, can we make a card? I'm like, you know what? I think you guys would really like making these boxes. So they thought that was like a blast. And you know, seeing them choose like their eyes, you know, and what they wanted to do with them. So making them with the kids was fun too. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take my mini glue dots here. And so, yeah, this is a tree or a bush, or yeah, so fun, early espresso like that. So I'm just going to, where the base goes up and it's wide enough to hide that glue dot, that's where I'm going to put that. I'm just going to kind of put it lightly on there. Same with the next one. So that way, whoops, that way if I need to move it, I haven't totally made it. So kind of like, you know, your eyebrows kind of want to go up and have it frame your eyes, right? All right. And so then we're going to do this one. I want to pull out kind of that vein in the middle. And I'm just going to take and kind of roll that glue dot up and around there. And that's going to sit right on top for the next layer of the antler. These are just so fun. So maybe, Becky, I might have to come up, the reindeer, if you like that, I might have to come up with a card for tomorrow using like this type of thing. Okay, now this is the fun part. We're loving this irregular weave trim, and that's from the Autumn Twa set too. You know me, I'm not great at bows. So bunny ear, leave a little room, bunny ear. Joyce, if you're still watching, thanks to you, I now do bows. I hate bows. And, but now they're not as bad. I still don't go like, hey, let's make a bow very often, but at least when I go through the effort to make them, they turn out. So 2 bunny ears, and then I just kind of finagle a little bit to make sure that they're the right size and such. So I've got that. Where's my scissor here? Just gonna kind of trim that like that. And my glue dots. And for this, just gonna make sure that it sticks well. So I'm going to put two mini glue dots on there, and that's going to kind of just set up there like so. So we've got a little bow on there. This one's a little bit longer. I don't think that there's anything wrong with either size like that, but even the eyes, these are a little bit bigger, these are smaller, so maybe it's good that I put a smaller bow on there for that. So yeah, all right, so these, like is, oh, and then the back side, yeah, I talked about it, now I have to do it. So I need I thought I was done, that one little mini glue dot, and so this is going to be, like I said, from the Jolly Holly, so that's the little deer tail that you can have on the back there. All right. So, like I said, Suitcase treat boxes, last chance list. A lot of these supplies are from the More Than Autumn bundle, but like I said, if you're interested in these, do the separate pricing stamp sets and dies because it's probably cheaper. All right, so hopefully my camera. Okay, so hopefully you got something out of that for inspiration, and I'm going to take pictures of these and post them as well on this Facebook business page so that you'll have that as reference in case that's something that you want to reference for later to make something like that. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Tomorrow I have Stamp Camp. I would like to come back again on Friday and do another live for you guys, but we'll see how packing goes. I'm going to Las Vegas for a leadership event from Stampin' Up, and so I want to be prepared and rested for that and packed. That's important too. So hopefully though Friday I'll have time to squeeze that in. So take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.